And hello again, this is R J Dent. We're in my library and I'm going to be looking at the works of a very controversial author, Ayn Rand. I think what we'll do, we'll start, as you can see here, over here I have a book about Ayn Rand, written by one of her friends, or yeah, it's a friend. The Passion of Ayn Rand. It's a biography, it's quite interesting. But of course, if you want to know anything about Ayn Rand, you should read her books. We'll start with We the Living, cover by Nick Gaetano there. Absolutely amazing cover. The power of this cover is phenomenal. It really resonates for me, and just that image there of the person walking down the street at night, totally deserted night streets, absolutely fantastic. A beautiful novel, set in Russia, and the theme of Rand, of course, Rand's usual theme of individual against the state is really given an opportunity to shine in that novel. The next one is Anthem, and this actually chronologically was the first Rand novella I ever read. The first thing it made me want to read everything else she had written. It's that powerful. Again, one individual against the state. Yeah, very good. Bears comparison with Brave New World, with We by Zamyatin. It's not as powerful as 1984, but it's definitely worth reading, and absolutely fantastic. And as I say, it compelled me to go out and read the rest of Rand's novels. The next one I read was The Fountainhead. Probably, I don't know. Well, no, sorry, I say probably my favourite. I don't know if it is my favourite. She wrote 4 novels, and I like all of them. But a very, very good novel, very powerful. One man against the state. There's a theme pattern here, isn't there? But I mean, the fact is the stories are all different, even though the theme is the same. Atlas Shrugged, several people against the state. This one quite controversial at the moment due to the film that's being made of it in 3 parts. There's a lot of opposition to this book because Rand is now considered to be something of a bit of a prophet. She was going to decide, her novels are coming true, a lot of people say now. The things that she predicted in her novels in the 40s and the 50s are now actually the case. Anyway, so those were the 4 novels she wrote. There is some early fiction, short stories, things that didn't get published earlier on, but obviously were later on when she became incredibly successful. So there's a selection of short fiction, pieces that were excerpted from novels, short stories in their own right. And the other one, while we're on the fiction, is her play, The Night of January the 16th, which was an interesting play in that it asked the audience to become, it's a courtroom drama, and it asked the audience to become the jury, or some of the audience to become the jury and make a decision. So it was an open-ended, there were 2 choices to make for the audience, for the jury to make at the end of it, and it would depend on the personality of the audience, what the outcome was. So that's the night of January 16th. We then move on to Ayn Rand's philosophy. A lot of essays, a lot of articles about philosophy in general, why we need it, why it's essential for our moral codes, why we need it to live on a day-to-day basis, and how philosophy actually making moral, ethical, epistemological, aesthetic, political choices are really important for us, and we need a philosophical framework and a grounding in order to do that. That's her message, really. So we all need it, is her answer to that question there. The virtue of selfishness. This was a challenging one for a lot of people, because what it does, it sort of reverses that Judeo-Christian ethics, and it actually says that any religion that's based on suffering, which most religions are, is immoral. And actually, to be selfish, to be concerned for one's own welfare above the welfare of others, is not the immoral thing that people claim it to be, but is in actual fact a virtue, because by being aware of your own needs, you can then help other people, but you have to put yourself first in order to do that. A lot of people say, so that's her message there. Capitalism, the unknown ideal, speaks for itself, really. The New Left, the anti-industrial revolution. So what she's saying again, it's all capitalism and business. A series of excerpts from her novels for the new intellectual. It's just sort of an Ayn Rand reader, really. That is, but very good. Romantic Manifesto. This is her aesthetic theory. This is where she talks about art and writing. Voice of Reason, series of essays in her political thought. Objectivist epistemology, again some knowledge of the mind, really, an introduction to it. Then she wrote 2 pieces, The Art of Fiction and The Art of Non-Fiction, where she gives hints and things for would-be writers. The Ayn Rand journals covers all about her books. The letters of Ayn Rand, very good, very forceful. And Anthem, the graphic novel of Anthem that we mentioned earlier. For me, a very, very good writer, and that is Ayn Rand.